Okay, quick one, guys. Let's design an amazing but simple church flyer, crossover flyer, basically using just your smartphone. We'll be using PixelLab on your Android device. My iOS people, I'm very sorry, this might not work for you on your device. For Android users, come closer. Let me show you how you can design this very simple church flyer design using just your smartphone. If you're new to this channel, my name is Onyedika Israel, and on this channel I teach graphic design, I teach video editing, I teach you how to make money doing these things, and basically anything else that can help your game being a freelancer. And if you're yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe. If you're new to this channel, by the way, if you're a returning subscriber, go ahead, like this video, leave me a comment, tell me what other tutorials you would like for me to do on this channel, and gladly, what else am I here for? I'm going to do it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and teach you how to get this design done using just a smartphone. Alright, so essentially when you open up your PixelLab, you should look something of this nature, right? And then what we want to do first of all is to bring in our background. Now in this design, we are using a pre-made background, a background that I downloaded from Pinterest. All the resources I used here were downloaded majorly from Pinterest. So let me just bring in the background, and if you need the resources that were used in this design, I'm going to be linking every one of them in the comment section. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our background in. Alright, this is the background, but I didn't use the entire background this way. I only used a section of it. Sometimes I do this to make the background kind of stand out, so that it will not be obvious that I got an already made background. There are times where I do this, so let's just lock that. We'll still touch it up. Just scroll over, you'd see color filters right here. I also do this to prevent the background being noticeably copied, if I might use that word. So basically I reduce the brightness and I increase the contrast, and then we hit that check mark. All right, then we are going to also maybe bring in a shape and go to gradient. Just scroll down to gradient, then click on this plus button right here, and when you click it, you want to touch this place and touch the bucket icon, then slide this over to the black side. We want it to be black. We still want to make our background, we still want to manipulate our background. Then you touch this other one, touch this, then touch the bucket again. We're trying to create a transparent to black gradient fill, so you want to drag this to the extreme left. Click OK. Just shift this a bit, then click OK. We just want it to have this black vibe down here. Okay. Then we can also lock that up too, lock the layer up. All right, so what else? Okay, let's bring in one element that we'll be using for this design. I think I'm going to have to touch up the size of the design, but let's just be watching. Let's just see how it goes. So we have this. First of all, we have this. I'm going to touch this up. Go to color filters. I like to just have this dark vibe, so reduce brightness, reduce contrast again on this one, and then we can start adding our texts. Let's add our text. So the name of the ministry, or should we just use Koinonia logo? By the way, the Koinonia is one ministry that I follow so much. I didn't want to import that, but let's just leave it because I feel like I'll still use it for later. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. But we might need to crop out these excesses. I don't know how we're going to do that. And then go to erase color, erase the black. Okay, I think we have what we want. Not quite there. Let's smooth the edges. Okay, so let's just use this like this. Can I change the color? Let's see. No, I cannot. The erase is too much, so let me just reduce the tolerance level. Let's just leave it like that. So we need to blend this into our background because what we want to design is a crossover flyer. So let me just crop out the excesses. This image is sort of depicting somebody who is crossing over to somewhere. So we have our image there. We want to blend in. We'll be using the eraser tool right here. First of all, you drag. There are two sliders here. If you notice, there's this one and there's this one. Okay, so what you want to do is that you want to drag this slider, you want to drag that slider to the extreme, mean this one, drag it to the extreme right. This affects how hard or soft your erasing will be, and then this one affects the size of your erasing. So you just touch it, and then you want to, I don't want this video to get too long, so let's increase it to the highest and just erase all of these parts that we don't need. We've already cropped it out, but let's just erase it. And when we get to the part we want, we can now reduce it. The smaller your eraser size is, the finer your blending will be. That is a rule. So when you're approaching where you want it to blend, you reduce the eraser size, keep reducing the eraser size, and then you just want to keep brushing and brushing on the edges, just the particular edges that you want to brush. So you see our eraser size is on the minimum right now, and we're just trying to brush on the edges just to blend, to have it blend into the background. I'm going to click the check mark now. Okay, now we're not done. Yes, we're not done yet. Next thing you want to do is go to color filters, reduce the brightness as well, increase the contrast, reduce the saturation, and then maybe the hue, touch the hue to have this golden. Minus 37 should be okay. So hue, why I did that is, notice this place, the colors in the hue, see it's green, but here it blended better with our background. So somewhere around minus 20 or minus 37, saturation minus 57, brightness minus 64, contrast 29, and then click your check mark. The next place is opacity. Click on opacity and just reduce the opacity, and voila, we have it blended in. So let's just drop the opacity a bit more and then take it to the back, and lock it up. So there we have it. We have our first image. If you notice, here is not well blended, and that's because of the erasing. So I will go back to eraser and increase this and clean this place up again. Now we have it clean. Then should we add any other image here? Let's see. Let me see if we can add this image to this place. Sorry, it's too large. Okay, so let's just erase, go back to eraser. We're repeating the same thing. Now this time we just want to clean up everything except for this part where we have the hand showing, or the hand of God reaching out to the person. This image was gotten from Pinterest, but I'm going to put up a link in the description. There is also a free resource pack if you are interested. Yes, you might be interested. So let's just have that here, reduce the size and just have it somewhere here, reduce the opacity. Let's go to color filters, decrease the brightness, increase the contrast, drop the saturation. So I think we might need to shift this one a little bit. Okay, now we have what we want. This is a simple flyer, no force, nothing. Okay, then we can start adding in our text. So basically we want this to be a crossover flyer. I usually advise people, if you're working with PixelLab, add your text one at a time. Don't add everything. Don't type crossover, everything together. It would help your work be more rich and neater. Let's see what font we can use. That font is not so legible. Let's try this one. I usually like to reduce the spacing between. Okay, we can have this. Let's give it a shadow so that it will go into the background, into that shape. All right, then here we have crossover. Okay, I think I need to reduce this, then centralize it. Then we have over. Right, then text. Let's add service. I'm just adding a new text. So for this one now, we can use like a coily font. I'll be using this font here, Butterview, whatever it's called. So just expand it and leave it here. Okay, let me just play with this shadow a bit. Let me extend the shadow down just a little bit. So we have this, it's looking up. I need to touch this a little bit more. Okay, it's looking up now. I also think we should extend this size of this image so that it can accommodate. Okay, here we have it. We have it on a larger scale. So 100. I'm not doing anything much here. I'm just trying to adjust what I've already done so that it can fit in the new sizes of the design. Okay, that's just much I'm doing. Centralize. Then let's bring in our image. I'll be using this image for this. I couldn't get a proper HD image, so let's just use this, and I have to change it to black and white just for the sake of, because I couldn't get a proper image. So that's the only reason why I'm making it black and white. We might need to shift all of this, shift it to the right. Okay, so then we just have this guy here. All right, then what other details do they usually have on a flyer? I think we need to find a better logo. This one is looking a bit faint, or should I just reduce the tolerance? Let's see. I used to have the PNG of this logo, but for some reason I lost it and I don't have it anymore. Okay, no, still not it. I'm just trying to get this logo to look good, but it's as if it's still not working. It's still not working. Let me see if I can just erase around it. Let me just find my way around. Okay, that helped a little bit more. Let me zoom in. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and yeah, much better, much better. So we have this here, even though it's not perfect. Well, let's just manage it. Then we can put in the other details that we need to have. What do we need to have? The date is 31st December. Okay, so we have that here. We'll need to write Sunday. Okay, let's choose a font first of all. Now a tip if you're designing for, in fact, not just church flyers, basically if you're doing any designs at all, try not to overuse fonts. Okay, use fonts that are almost the same. If you're going to use different fonts, let them not be too different, let them be almost the same thing. So I'm just trying to add the date here. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is going to come out, but let's just be watching. I'm trying to also make it as simple as possible. I'm not trying to make anything complex. I think this font needs to either be bold or, yes, we have it bold. So 31st December, centralize that. Let me lock this. Okay, so 31st December 2024, we can now have the venue somewhere here. Color white. Venue, what venue should we put? Abuja, Nigeria. Let's type a full venue. Koinonia Worship Center, comma. Okay, let's cut this and have it coming as a different text. So Koinonia Worship Center, this is a non-existent venue. This is totally fictional. Disclaimer, this is totally fictional. So Koinonia Worship Center, Abuja, Nigeria. Let's make this one bold. Okay, it's looking up bit by bit. So what else do we need to touch? Remember, I'm trying to keep it all as simple as possible. So basically we have the body of the design ready. Basically, yes, we could be done like this, but any other thing we would want to do is adjustments and enhancements. So if this is all the details, then we're actually done. Of course, in an actual flyer there would be a few more details, maybe details like which other details? Okay, live streaming details. Let's bring in live streaming details. So let's say we need a YouTube logo. So let's say it's going to be live on YouTube. Let me find a YouTube logo. Let's see, let's use this one. Okay, and we can copy this YouTube link, Koinonia Global. Okay, so let's try to align some things now. So we're going to shift this alignment. We're trying to achieve alignment. Okay, something in me is not satisfied with something around here, but not bad. I still think something needs to be up with the background. Something is not so great about this background. So let's see what it exactly is the issue. Let's drag to this side and see. No. Still no. Okay, let's see. That's a bit better, but it could be much better. It could be much better. So let's touch this guy a little and stretch him. Alright, reduce the brightness some more, increase the contrast. Okay, looking up. It's looking up. What else can we do to this to make it better? Everything here, we're trying to keep it simple. Everything here is being kept simple. So let me just add like a glow, a red glow. So you just want to come to draw here. All right, click on draw, then just pick the color of your background. We're using red in this case. Increase the pen size to the highest, smoothness to 100, blur reduce to 100, and just a tap on your workspace, just a tap, and you can see a, what do you call it now? More like a flare. Let's call it a flare. Yeah, you can see a flare right there. I think the size of this needs to increase in order to balance well with the date. In design, alignment is everything actually. Like, it's these little details that makes your design to come out neat and organized. If you miss out on the little details like this alignment, that's where your grid lines come in. Grid lines are these things here. You can turn it on by touching it, and then when you touch here, this place, you can control the grid lines and take it to where you want. So these are the little things that help your work to have a level of alignment. So this is what I wanted to align earlier, and I was able to do it just by eye without even having to touch much. So what else do we need? Okay, we need to write his name. Apostle. Let's copy this one, and we have Joshua, then Selman. Okay, like I said, I repeat again, disclaimer, this is a fictional design, highly fictional. So yes guys, we kind of are good to go. Let me just increase this. Then any other thing we are choosing to add is merely a matter of choice. Let me also take all of these details up a bit. Let me just raise them up a little bit. Yes, any other details we are choosing to add is purely 100% a matter of choice. Which other detail? Time should be here, right? But I'm going to ignore that field for now. Let's just ignore that for now. What else? So we are done here. We're done on PixelLab. So we'll be going over to PicsArt just to add a few other things. So just save in PNG Ultra, highest resolution possible. This is the first step. Second step is all about enhancements and sharpening and any extras like lens flares, light flares, and the rest. So let's head over to PicsArt. This is it. Now this, you can get this app from the Google Play Store. You can get it from the Google Play Store. Yes, this is actually a modded version of it. Modified. Mod means modified. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here to add photo. I want to add some light flares and lens flares, and I'm going to just look for, where did I keep my lens flares? My lens flare should be somewhere here. Yes, this is it. And I'm just going to add it. Come to blend. This is what I like most about PicsArt, the blend modes. So I just want these light flares. They have a kind of brightness and flare that they give. We can choose to adjust the hue to make it match the color of our design as well. Yes, I think this matches it, to match the tone and the color. Then let's just duplicate that, and where else can we put it? Now what I'm doing now is basically a function of trial and error right now. I don't really know what I want to get out of this, but I'm just trying what I can. Okay, this can be here. Can it? Yes, it can be there. So let's just leave it there. Then next we're going to add some what do you call it now, some light flares. You'd see it when I show you, and then some textures. So let's look for it, and probably some fire flames. So this is one. I'll be using this texture. Then what else? Let's use this. Let's add everything, starting with this one. Let's increase the size a bit and then expand it. So go over, you want to look for blend, click on blend screen. Now you can pinch on this side or on the top to reduce the size of the workspace so that you can get a closer look on what you're working on. So here we have this. Then we can move it to back using the layer button on top. Now if you're working on PicsArt, be very careful not to click on this check mark. If you mistakenly click on it, you cannot undo it. So just click here and then click on move down, so that we can able to manipulate this and this. We need to move down, so move it down, and then we can touch this one and this one. So I think we should start with this first. Let's take this one away. Let's start with this one. We want to just expand it to fit the whole screen, and then go over to blend. This time around you're using the overlay mode. Okay, so up front, of course, it doesn't look that great, so you just tap on this eraser tool and take away all the parts you don't want the texture to be on, like his face, like his parts of his clothes. Just basically just keep erasing parts that you don't want the texture to show on. We don't want that texture to be too much. You can control the opacity of the erasing here. Okay, so we're getting there gradually. We are getting there. All right, we can click the check mark. This is the check mark for eraser. Be careful when you tap it, the other check mark will appear. That's the one you should not click on. So we want to pinch again and bring in our final touch, which is this light flare. Click on screen. Okay, now I think that this is looking too busy already. It's looking too busy already, so we'll look for some things to reduce or remove. Let's just reduce the opacity of this one now that we just added. Okay, I think that solves it. Then you can see that this one is covering his face, so we just erase that part that is covering his face. Or did we touch the right thing? I don't think we touched the right thing. We're not erasing the right thing. Let's see. Why is it not erasing? Let's increase the opacity again. Okay, we're touching the wrong thing. We're touching the texture. I think I should remove the texture. Yeah, texture is a bit too much. Or even if I'm going to leave it, let it just be on the down part. So I'm going to just erase the texture out from this whole top part. Just erase. Now you see, most times graphic design is a matter of experimenting. You see what works, you see what does not work, take away what does not work, and you leave what works. Basically, that's what we do in graphic design. And guys, we are kind of good to go. Let's move this to down so that it doesn't keep interrupting what we're doing here. And then this is the one we wanted to erase. The one covering his face, we wanted to clean it a bit. Asha. So, is that an amazing flyer or not? It is an amazing flyer. We can, once you're sure that you're done with every adding, don't click this check mark until the moment you're sure that you're done. Don't click it. If you click it, you cannot undo. So I presume I'm done. I'm kind of satisfied with what I have here, so I'm going to click the check mark. Remember, I said I'll be linking to the resources used here in the description. Then you can decide to finish it up and save. This should be the final, or you can decide to come here and add a few more things. I like this dodger filter. Let me go back and show you what I just did. I just clicked on FX effects. It brought out a couple of panel. Under here you can see simple, you can see FX, you can see black and white, so on. I usually like this dodger, so I just make sure I don't make it to be too much. If you slide it to the right, it goes back to original, and so I just leave it somewhere here in the middle. And then you can click the check mark, go back there. There's this noise effect under FX. Yeah, noise. So you can have a noise effect. Just don't overdo. Sometimes I may not even put it. Anything you're doing, just don't overdo it. Let's see the difference. I think I prefer it without the noise, so let's remove that. And guys, this was what we had. This was it with the enhancements. This can even go as a normal flyer, and we have this. If there are any other details, you can add it there. And I think we are done, so we're just going to click on the save button right here. And once you save, if yours is the paid version or the modded version, to get a higher quality, click here, save as PNG. It take a while to load, but when it loads, you will see that the quality, the file size will be larger. Quality is better, 5.6 MB. So we can click on save. You can do further enhancements on this on Snapseed or Lightroom, whatever. But guys, we are done, and this is how you can design a simple but amazing church flyer using just your smartphone. If you found this tutorial helpful, I don't see why you should not be subscribed to this channel by this time. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, tell me which other tutorial I should make next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.